Today we're diving into the shadows and painting the Emperor's most secretive sons, the Dark Angels. Whether you're brand new to the rock or a veteran of the Unforgiven, I'll walk you through a simple, clean, battle-ready scheme that will bring your Dark Angels to life and make them look awesome. And stick around to the end of the video because there's only a couple days left on the Strock giveaway. Alright, so we're starting off with AK Interactive Black Green. You can also use Vallejo's Dark Green. I will show you a miniature that I did using that as the main green, which you can be the judge which you like better. But either way, I start with mixing the green and the black together, and that will be my base coat. So then I just go through and base coat all of the armor. So we're finishing up the base coat here, and next I'm painting this with volumetric highlighting. So next I went to just the pure dark green. I don't know what happened to that part of the footage, so this is the highlight level. So then I mixed the dark green with the white, and started to highlight and add like just the general, add the outline of where I wanted the light to be placed and where you want all the light to be placed. In this step, you just want to create like defined shapes. And if you don't know how to do that, you can watch my previous video on non-metallic metal, which gives you a little bit of a breakdown. And in the future, I may do even more of a breakdown on painting volume. So just go through and add all of the highlights on there, and just where you want the light to be placed. Now I noticed with the AK paint, it's a little bit more of a blue-green, while the Vallejo is more of a yellow-green, which you'll see later on. So because it was a little too blue, I did go and like kind of wash it over with a little green. As soon as you added the white into it, it got a little bluish. So I did go and do that, which kind of started blending it together. And that's what I did after that. I just went through and kind of blending the transition. And the easiest way I found to do this is to just take like the middle layer, which is just the AK Interactive by itself, and thinning it down quite a bit, and then pulling from the highlight towards the shadow, and just kind of like light strokes like you're seeing me do. It's very thin. And it just kind of, if you just keep doing that on the transition line, it kind of blends together pretty well. Now this step can be kind of time consuming depending on how blended you want it. But I really want my Marines to all look pretty good, so I did spend a little bit of time doing this. But I mean, you really don't have to, especially when you're looking from a distance. It's not totally noticeable. Then I went through and just added white into the eyes. Messed up a little bit, but I went back and just covered up with the green. It was pretty easy to clean it up. That came out pretty well. And then you can see it just blended it together pretty decently. So next I take the red oxide from Monument Hobbies, and I mixed that with some black and painted the gun. I'm not going to totally explain how I did everything with the gun and every little detail. I'm just really focusing on Dark Angel bits, which the red of the gun I count as Dark Angel because they tend to have red guns. I also added just the pure red to the eyes without any black added in. And then I just highlighted up with just the pure Monument Hobby red oxide. Now I'm just adding in some weathering, and so what I did was take that light, basically the highlight color, so the white and green mixed together, and started adding little chip marks, mostly focusing on the edges, and I'll also add in some slashes and some like bullet hole marks. And how I do that is I take the dark green, create a line, and then you highlight that line with the light color. So basically where like you're seeing here, where the scratch would have shown, it would have a highlight there. So you just highlight that over the dark line, and it gives it a real cool scratch effect, which you can see on the shoulders. And then on the Space Marine's left shoulder, you see like a little bullet hole that I tried to do there. Still like experimenting with that, but I think it came out pretty cool, and I like the way it looks. And you can kind of add any amount of weathering you want. You can just do like a little bit depending on, the vibe you're trying to give for your unit. I kind of like seeing them beat up a little bit. And then I went in and added a little white dot on the outside of the eyes. Just kind of adds like a little shine look to them. And then I also added an orange dot, like the highlight of the red you'll see on the inside of the eyes, which I didn't capture on camera here, but you can see it's like the highlight of the red into the orange, and then the white on the opposite side, and it just gives it a cool look. And that's also the scratching. And, you can do a little bit more. I mean, some of it I kind of probably would have wanted to refine a little bit better, but there you go. And then I just took the orange like I did with the eyes and highlighted up on the gun a little bit. And I take dark rust from Vallejo, and I use this to base coat all of the gold, non-metallic metal, and the leather. Like any part that's leather, I base coat it with dark rust as well. Also not really focusing on showing how to do non-metallic metal in the gold. I can do that in a future video, but also not really important to know. That's a kind of a separate thing. But also, just after I did the brown with the dark brown, I just highlighted some scratches along the edges with a light brown. and then I will go back over it and then wash it with the dark rust. It kind of gives it like a deep, richer leather look. And then on the little jets, I painted them white, and I did orange around them. Then I went back in with yellow and then black, you'll see. Didn't really focus on that either. But purity seals, those are important. So I went through, and with that, I just highlighted. Again, I just kind of did the same way. Went with a dark mix first, then highlighted up, and then edge highlighted it with like the pure whitish color. I'll put a list of the paints down below. I know I didn't catch them all on camera here, but you know, this is the overall effect. I scribbled in some script here, and this is kind of a reveal of the final product.
Okay, let's go.
Sorry, the camera was a little shaky, you guys, but this is kind of what it looks like in the end. Without spending, 20 hours on a mini, I think it looks pretty cool, and I think it makes the army, if that, paint them all like this, I think that is a pretty cool looking army. Something I'd be happy with. And then this model is when you just use the Vallejo dark green instead of the AK, which I think I actually might like this a little bit better. But let me know down below whether you think the right or the left looks better. The bases, I just did in a dark orange. I'm going to use a pigment powder in the future, but didn't come in time. And there you have it. The Dark Angels ready to hunt the fallen. If this tutorial helped you out at all, please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, comment down below on what you'd like to see me paint next. And like I was saying in the beginning of the video, there's only a few days left on the Strock giveaway, Squidmire's new dragon. Make sure you make a comment on the video, and then go to the link below, fill out the form, and that'll tell you how to win the dragon. So just follow that link and that'll explain everything. Thank you guys again for watching, and until next time, stay loyal or stay hidden.